So today we're going to talk a little bit about taking apart the shakuhachi and putting the shakuhachi together. So first, let's talk about taking the shakuhachi apart. The best way to take the shakuhachi apart is twofold. Either you can kind of take your hand and place a little bit of kind of like your opening tension like this with the one hand, kind of build that tension, and then you hit the one hand building friction to start to pull it apart. The second way is just to use friction to hit the side like this. And then you can see now that the middle joint of the shakuhachi is starting to open. Sometimes they do get a little bit tight, and so you will need to have a little bit more force to get it open. This one's a little bit tight, for example, right now. Okay, so that's how you take your shakuhachi apart. If it's not coming apart at all, there might be it might just be too big. There might be too much urushi, and you might need to get it fixed. But normally, if you put just a little bit of hitting on that, it will come right apart. Let's take a look at the other side. So on the back of the shakuhachi, you can see this little tiny slit here. And if we look on this side too, on the back here, there should be another little tiny slit. It's a little bit hard to see in the video, but it's right there. And so the goal is to make sure that these two pieces come together and those two slits line up. So if I take this and I kind of line them up there, I can just push them together. And then normally what I do is I put the bell part of this instrument against my body to push it together. Okay, so taking the instrument, it's going to push it against my body. There we go. We got the click. And now the shakuhachi is lined up. Now, let's say that your flute doesn't have that. Another way to do it is just check the holes on the front, and you can see if all of the holes are lined up here at the top. Sometimes on the urushi ones, the ones that are just the black binding, they'll have two white dots, and you're going to want to line those dots up. The hardest one is the rattan binding one, the one that just has this kind of coiled binding here. Sometimes they don't have necessarily a mark there, so that one I would definitely recommend always double checking with the front. Sometimes you can kind of see a slight opening between the rattan, between the two, the bottom half and the lower half, and if you line those up together and they kind of cross, and then it looks like they're kind of completing each other. I've seen them done that way, and other ways I've just seen people just lining up on the front. So I hope this video has helped you, and I look forward to seeing you at the next one. If you enjoyed this little tip and you want more content like it, consider becoming a member to this channel. Hit the join button below and get access to more than 100 videos teaching you about shakuhachi technique, shakuhachi pieces, and more.